the entire time.
Hi guys, welcome back to Here for the Instagram Followers. I'm Maritza.
And I'm Willow.
And let's get started by talking about the finale of The Bachelorette starring Tayshia Adams. So first off, we start off with Tayshia not knowing what to do with Ben, but she decides to invite him to the rose ceremony, which was a quick turn of events. I was like, after you were like stressed that he's like here confessing his feelings and you're like, I guess I should just invite him to the rose ceremony. Like Ben's really cocky, like, oh, I'm getting
I know it
rose.
definitely felt like she just kind of invited him to the rose ceremony. In the moment, I was like, oh, is she just doing this out of pity? Like, yeah, come to the rose ceremony. I don't really know what I want to do with you yet. But, then we actually do get to the rose ceremony, or when she's about to say goodbye to him and she's admitting to him that she misses him and all of that. And I was like, what? And then, he's obviously saying that he loves her. And I'm like, okay, this is just confusing her. And now for sure, she's like, come to the rose ceremony because she just like needs time to figure it out. But
yeah,
way to go for confusing her
point where she was like confusing her was like, especially when she was like, okay, like she wishes that he had told her like his feelings sooner, but like, what if down the road, like he's also gonna run away from his feelings again, like because he's scared, because that was his whole point, that he was just scared to tell her his feelings.
Yeah. And then, Tayshia kisses him. And at the end, she goes, why did I kiss him? And, Ben kisses her and he's like, I'm so confident I'm going to get a rose based solely on that kiss. And Tayshia's just like spiraling into a whirlpool of confusion.
I put my notes, I think I'm watching a soap opera right now, because it felt so dramatic. And I was like, they had like, he came in with the hug and then she like just went in for the kiss and then she pulled back and then he kisses her. And then it was like, why did I do that? I'm like, God, it feels like I'm watching the Spanish soap operas my mom
It
makes me watch.
definitely felt scripted in a sense of just like, how, So this leads us into the rose ceremony, and Ivan says walking in that he feels really confident going into the rose ceremony. Meanwhile, I'm not feeling so confident for Ivan. You can tell at this point, just the air feels like he's going to go home.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, even when we talked like last episode, we talked about how like there's already friend vibes that we get from Ivan, and
yeah.
I just feel bad for Ivan because he said he felt confident. I'm just like, all the rest of us are like, sorry, Ivan, we love you, but no.
We love you, Ivan, but no. And so I was going to say, really quick side note with some Bachelor tea that was going on during this episode that premiered. You know how Ivan has been super far behind in Instagram followers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Instagram had been deactivating people's accounts on like the day of this going on. A bunch of big profiles. I think Ben got deactivated. Ivan got deactivated. I think Zach did too. Bunch of big players in our game. And it was crazy because luckily they were able to get their accounts back. And there was just this like flushing out that Instagram was doing, I guess. And I think it really hurt Ivan for the long run, though, of numbers, because his account was deactivated the day he got sent home, like in the final episode.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. Jeez, but that makes total sense because I feel like he was one of the favorites, and like usually all the time when someone goes home, they usually get those Instagram followers because people want to catch up with them.
Yeah,
But
they want to stay following.
Geez, that's so wait. So like, how many? I'm gonna quickly check how many he has right now. Then.
Yeah, current count of Instagram followers for Ivan.
But yeah. So he like walks in, and then like I feel like we need to mention how pissed he looks when Ben walks in.
All the guys were irate. You could tell.
Yeah.
They were not happy. Okay, so Ivan's currently sitting at 164,000 followers, which is a major
verified, though.
Not verified, but that's a major jump from when we last spoke. It was like 97,000. He had not passed 100,000. So that's pretty good.
Love the first photo I'm seeing, though.
Oh,
a little bachelor tease. That's the bachelor we would deserve, man. Oh my God, look at this, you guys. Like,
the bachelor we need, not Matt, which we're going to be coming at you later on with the Matt recap. Not Matt, but Ivan.
Exactly. But
Calling
yeah, I
it
feel
now,
like
Matt has like the vibes of like ex fraternity brother who's like 29 and still acts like a frat bro.
that's what I get from him too. I just feel like he just acts, he just doesn't seem so like a mature adult that Ivan gives me. Just,
Yes.
yeah,
And Ivan's 4 years younger than him. So
exactly.
come on, ABC. Anyways, back to the rose ceremony.
I feel like Ivan was really like since the beginning has felt really like intimidated by Ben because you know how bulky Ben and attractive Ben is. And I feel like when Ben left, like I felt like Ivan got that confidence again. And when he sees Ben walk in, he's like, oh, like his face was like shit.
Yeah, yeah. And then it was really interesting. Prior to handing out the rose, Tayshia pulled Ivan aside, and Ivan walking away was complimenting her dress, talking about how it was her favorite. And meanwhile, she's walking over to dump him. And I felt so bad for Ivan. And basically, Tayshia said that it boiled down to the fact that during their deep, long conversations they had that night outside the Airstream, it really religion became an issue, and like they don't meet up in the same place.
No, yeah. So I was confused. I don't know if you're confused when she mentioned the whole religion belief. I was like, religion. I was like, I never thought that would actually be a factor. And why is religion the factor? Like, are they two different beliefs? So I decided to look it up. And
Okay.
So I put here in my notes. So like their religion beliefs didn't align. Ivan says it's never been a problem with anyone he's dated, but Tayshia wanted a Christian specifically. And Ivan opened up on Kayla Quinn's Instagram story about his beliefs, and he said she only wants to date a Christian, and now I'm not a religious. I'm not religious. I'm open to and have dated any religion. And then on Caitlin Bristow's Off the Vine podcast, Ivan revealed, I kind of explained to Tayshia, listen, I'm agnostic, and being agnostic is a lot of people confuse it for being atheist, which is not what I am. And then atheist is taking like a hard stance that there is no God. And that's not what I believe at all. It's completely different things, but everybody confuses it. Agnostic is strictly saying, I don't know. And then,
So
I mean, it makes sense because he works in the science field and like, that's what you expect.
definitely. I just looked it up too. Agnostic, the dictionary definition, is a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God or of anything beyond material phenomena. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God, which I think is a very appropriate stance to take on this matter, especially in the modern day, because it's not really saying I negate anything you believe. It's not saying like that's impossible, but it's also not saying that it is possible.
Exactly. Like it's just taking like a really like solid like I don't know stance, which is
Yeah.
like I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of really strict of Tayshia. Like I mean, then again, she's just trying to pull weeds and kind of trying to find something to say.
Right.
To
She's
Ivan.
at this stage, she's always looking for something to send somebody home for, especially if deep down she was really vibing Brendan before. And then, Zach's still super high up there on her list. And so she's probably just like, well, we don't meet up in this section. And, all these other guys I'm a little bit more into. And so she's just like, well, you're a great friend, but I don't want to pursue a relationship with somebody who has really different religious beliefs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess in her mind too, it does keep things a lot more simple. I know with, religion and all of that.
Yeah. Like if you think about it in like the long run, but I don't know. Ivan deserves so much more. I'm saying he should be the next Bachelor. I'm already calling it, but
I know. There's so many other options though too. I feel like I'm scared though that they're gonna do Ben. I'm scared they're gonna be like, here's our next Bachelor. You already got your diversity you need.
Yeah. That's what I think so too. I was already seeing like a lot of posts on Instagram, like fan accounts, and I'm like, you guys, I'm just not vibing with him anymore.
Can we bring in the diversity? Like we already have brought in a more diverse cast for Matt's season, which I'm so excited for. But we like even more,
Exactly.
Stop whitewashing this entire show.
Yes, I know. So let's, I guess, go back to the rose ceremony after the ending of Ivan.
Well, I was gonna say Ivan at the end, he says you don't fall out of love every night, and I think that's a really good way to end it. But I really appreciate all the good conversations Ivan brought to the show this season about being biracial in America, about just growing up the way he did. His brother, ex like prisoner and inmate, so many good conversations. And wrapping up with the conversation about religion, just like thank you to Ivan.
Ivan really, really brought like the star quality that we needed. And he really brought something that we didn't get from The Bachelor before
Yeah.
him. Like
Yeah.
a lot more than just love me. I don't know, maybe, but yeah.
So that moves on to First Rose, which was awarded to Zach, and then Ben got Second Rose.
Yeah, and I feel like it was when they get the roses, Zach expresses like his nerves because Ben is there, and but like I feel like even though Ben is there, I just didn't seem like I felt like at that point in the rose ceremony, I was like Zach's gonna get the final rose. Like I didn't
Zach
see
like
it.
says he's, it's nerve-wracking going in to meet her family and all of that, and Ben being there. But I think Zach still feels really secure. I mean, just think about the fact that you're going into the week of supposed to meet her family, and you just know in the back of your head, oh, here's this one guy who, I've been on great terms with the entire season. And here's the other guy who I actually sent home last week and just he decided he wanted to come back and I just kind of let it happen. Zach's way more secure than Ben is here.
Exactly. And like talking, like if we go to like when we get to them meeting the family, like even like before, like think about like talking to your family, like, yeah, so I sent this guy home, like already starting that off, that's already gonna.
Yeah, you're like, okay, why'd you send it home? Clearly your gut instinct was saying this isn't right and that you wanted to send him home. So they're obviously going to like Zach more, which is why I think it played to Ben's benefit that he was brought in first.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the day of, Ben meeting her family, Tayshia basically does introduce it as, she sent him home and she brought him back because he showed up at her door and gave her what she needed. And I'm like, okay, that really doesn't sound good to your parents. Like, oh yeah, I let him come back. He just showed up. It was convenient.
No, yeah. And I mean, their parents were like, yeah, before they even met Ben, because after knowing that, they're like, yeah, our guards are already up because of that.
Yeah.
Because like Tayshia's dad tells Tayshia like he doesn't want her to keep pushing for someone to meet with her at her level because that's what led to her divorce.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, her dad even says like this will be interesting, and he's just so skeptical. And then I found it funny. Ben comes in and his greeting is, "Hello, how are y'all?" And I'm like, "You're really showing you're not from Orange County here." He's like, "Hey, y'all."
Oh my God. I was like, Ben, just tone it down a little. Like this is not the vibe we're trying to get from you right when you walk in the door.
It was a little too like aggressive, like unintentionally aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think first off, right? I think Ben just introduces that he brought up his college and he mentions where he went to college and the whole family like oohs and ahs over it. He mentions West Point. I don't know. That must be significant in Orange County.
I feel like when I think of West Point, I feel that's something associated with the Army. Like, because he was like in the Army, right? So like,
wait, that's right.
I think that's what he's talking about, and like obviously like, oh my God, he's a veteran. Like, wow.
Does Tayshia's family have any Army roots that we know of that she's expressed on the show?
Not that I know of, but
it'd be interesting to know. It sounds like maybe she does just because they recognize the name. But then dad brings up second chances and they toast to that, which I think, that's kind of the name of the game. What are you looking at?
I was trying to look up as you were talking, I was trying to look up their like Tayshia Army roots.
Oh, does she have Army?
Nice. I'm not finding anything.
Well, there you go. Oh yeah, so separate interview. Tayshia's dad, he basically says to Ben that he's really looking out for his daughter because he doesn't want her to get hurt or divorced again, which any good dad's hopes would align. And he says that he likes Ben's background, but he doesn't want Tayshia to have to work so hard to get somebody at the same page on the same page as her, which I think at this point is a very good point. And, Tayshia agrees for sure, obviously, because she's been begging Ben this entire season to open up. And she's really been putting so much energy and effort just into having him get on the same level as all the other guys that it's like, you just got to hope that's not how the rest of the relationship would theoretically pan out.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, like imagine like this is barely the beginning. Like imagine trying to do a long-term marriage for that. Like that's just at this point in the game, like you just know like that you don't need to try that hard anymore.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, relationships in the beginning should be extremely easy. You shouldn't even have to be trying, because if there's actual natural chemistry there, it's going to be easy. You only need to start trying months or even a couple of years in when things actually start to get really real.
Exactly. I mean,
after
I feel
6
like,
to 8 weeks, it should be easy.
Exactly. And I feel like what was I guess alleviating Ben's like harshness, or like how like his parents were like Tayshia's parents was like trying to like basically going at him, was that he was just kept saying, oh yeah, he's in love with Tayshia, yeah, I'm in love with Tayshia, kind of soothing the nerves for them and like kind of calming them down.
Yeah,
we still feel that.
I noticed Tayshia's mom was definitely asking a lot of his reassurance from him. And he just kept saying, that he's sure of the feelings he's feeling and that he was in love. And, Ben was asked by Tayshia's dad why he wants to pursue a relationship with Tayshia. And he'd be an idiot not to come back, which, then in response, his dad says, well, are you sure you're ready to be married? And then guess what Ben says? He says, your daughter made me ready to be married. And I'm like,
that's just
sounds like you weren't ready to be married before this.
Exactly. So you come into a show that is pursuing marriage.
With Claire, with Claire.
So like, yet you weren't ready to be married.
Yeah.
And not even that person. So like, where I'm confused, Ben. I'm confused on
Ben's
your
reasons. Here for the Instagram followers.
There we go. That's our award winner for here for the Instagram followers. I'm Maritza's another episode. Just kidding.
And I'm Willow. I second this message. Yeah.
But
he just like Tayshia's dad says, he appreciates all the genuine, honest conversation. But to me, it just feels like I'm hearing Ben say the same thing he said this entire season to pretty much everybody in existence, whether it be Claire or Tayshia or anybody he's talking to about either of them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, after Ben's date, right, we move on to Zach's family date. And this one, just going into it, it definitely, it's going to go well after just how uneasy kind of Ben still made the parents feel.
Yeah. I felt like even though like it felt like it already was going to be so much smoother than Ben's, I feel like the parents were still going hard at Zach with the questions.
Oh, absolutely.
But like the way Zach answered each one of them, like so eloquently, like especially like his response to his dad's question on like why he thinks he's ready and like not gonna like fuck up the second marriage basically. And like it almost made me cry. Like I wish I wrote down exactly what he said, but like I just felt like he almost made me cry, and I was like basically crying because of how of
the conversation that Zach had with Tayshia's dad.
Yeah, of like how respectful, how like diligent, like Zach, like he has a way with words for sure.
He absolutely does. And on the conversation you're talking about, Zach was basically telling Tayshia's dad how he got married, he partied, he divorced, he partied his life away, basically. And, you know, his dad basically was like saying, you know, I hope that you learned from what happened in the past because that can easily happen again. And he doesn't want it to be like a let's wing it to see if this works kind of thing. He wants it to be, you know, that you're sure. And Zach says in response that when this all goes away, the show and everything, it's not going to be easy. And he looks forward to those times. He looks forward to the tough times. And he looks forward to living and experiencing actually life together. And he says that when they were talking the other night, she revealed that her dad, this was the part, her dad set the expectations really high for whoever she's going to end up with. And oh my God, so sweet. Sorry. Her dad set the expectations really high and that he needs to live up to them and in fact beat them. And he says that he really wants to propose to her daughter, his daughter, but he's not going to do that unless he knows it's the right thing to do. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, Zach. Say it again.
Oh my God. But it's just like how he tied his dad into it. Like basically it's not a connection between him and Tayshia, but he tried to really pull in that connection between how the relationship connects to the dad. And it's just like something that's so key, especially of how close Tayshia is to her dad. Like it just like, oh my God, the icing on the cake really to how great Zach is.
Yeah, seriously. And when even he nailed to the conversation with Tayshia's mom, where, you know, she asks, like, you know, Tayshia got hurt before. Like, are you going to do anything to protect her? And do you love her? And he's like, obviously, yes, you know. And then he reveals that they said they love each other and she said it back and that it was a great moment and the feeling hasn't changed. And this was when I loved this question. His mom asks, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And he says, happy, married, and falling more in love with each other every day. And I was like, oh my God, Zach is a hopeless romantic that like everybody loves. I love it.
Oh, I know. He's the hopeless romantic of my dreams, man. Jeez.
We love Zach. Zach was a little creepy to me at first. Don't know why. Love Zach now.
No, yeah, I know. I was gonna say, like, I think at first you're like, he's weird.
Know.
Yeah, but like, it's just his heart. Around. He did. And like the mom even said, like, after his response that she really sees the chemistry between her and Zach. Mm-hmm. And like, I think that's really a key part that like Ben and all the other ones kind of lacked.
Yeah, they just have a connection that's undeniable and everybody can tell and everybody sees it. It's just, they're going to be happy, you know, which
it's real.
It absolutely. It's real. It's undeniable. And then can I just ask this really quickly? Why did the La Quinta kitchen staff like have the day off or something here? Because they bring in like the grossest looking pizza I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they all take a bite of it like cringing.
Yeah, oh my God. Especially Zach, because he was like, I guess it's the closest thing we'll get to New York pizza. And I'm like, bro, y'all really did that to them.
I'm like, okay, your New York pizza date was already that didn't look great. This looks even worse. At least it could have been Costco pizza. Like, come on, guys.
Bro, honestly. Just, jeez. They should have brought the flatbreads from Panera. I swear. That would have been better, man.
I know. Anything would have been better. And so at the end of the day, Dad definitely seems like he was liking Zach for sure. And Zach obviously gave a great impression of the whole family. And at the end, oh my God, Tayshia's giggles when she was talking with Zach were so cute. She was just so like infatuated.
Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like it just, like how she feels, and it's so like a parent, like even like after every date, how she giggles and like just turns around each time. He does the same, and I've noticed that in every single date, and it's just like even in the interview, and she like giggles and like smiles and is like literally infatuated with him. Like it's like we should have seen this, like how he would have been the final rose a long time ago.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, Zach leaves Tayshia feeling really confident, but at the same time, she does, and like her little post interview kind of on her own, she does say that she still feels really kind of reserved and just nervous because she doesn't want to be hurt again. And she reveals, you know, that her dad sat with her actually the night that she walked in on her ex-husband cheating on her. And like he was in the car with her at 3 a.m. when she cried. Like he saw all of that pain. And that's just so powerful to me. Like her dad's been there for it. He doesn't want to see her go through that again. He doesn't want to see her hurt like that. You know, he is trying to protect her, you know?
Exactly. And I think that part of the story really got to me too, because it really like seemed like the importance of how like of how her family meeting these guys, of how it was not just another hometown. It was literally these people in her life were seeing if she was gonna have to go through that again, because bro, no one wants to see their daughter crying like at 3
Yeah.
a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, a breakup alone is bad enough, but your husband, who you're trying to make it
Divorce,
work with, who you walked in on cheating on you, that's terrible. And so next day we have Zach's one-on-one date, and Tayshia obviously is so excited going into it, but she says that she feels a little overwhelmed. After I said after her dad showed up. Did her dad show up a second time? I'm like,
so
I
cuts
might
to the
have just
next
written.
day, and as she talks about how both guys are two different lives, and world, she hears a knock and she's annoyed. Oh yeah, her dad walks in. Me just reading my notes too. Yeah, she's annoyed and like, ugh, is it another person saying they're in love with me? But no, she's just the dad that seemed actually reserved. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, so dad knocks basically, and he's like really reserved. Yeah, but she thought that was some other guy wanting to take her back. But yeah.
I remember this scene now. I think I just forgot to write it down in my notes. That was so funny. She was literally like, oh my God, is it Ivan? Is it Brendan? Who is it now? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And so yes, day of Zach's one-on-one date, she's still hemming on hawing kind of over the whole fear with her last relationship. But it's just, she's repeating herself at this point. Tayshia says all the same things. Like, she's nervous about getting committed again. She doesn't want to get hurt again, you know, the spiel.
I feel like the key
Interesting
thing in this conversation with her dad is how she said, I like Zach and Ben's a good guy. And like I noticed that, like, so when he talks about like how she talks about Zach versus Ben, like it's the key little things that are like really pointing out to like how Zach is her end game at the end of this, basically.
I didn't even catch that comment. That's a good one. She's like, yeah, you know, I like Zach a lot. And Ben, he's a good guy. He's great for somebody else.
Yeah. Not me.
Not me. Ben is too young for Tayshia. Like he's just seems so immature still, and like he has so much to learn. Meanwhile, Tayshia, she's been through a marriage, a divorce already. Like Ben, like I don't want to sound bad, but he's still really finding himself, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about before, like he literally had what 3 suicide attempts in the past 2 years.
Like, yeah, past 2 years, and that's recent. Like as recent as 2019, which could have been just a few months before filming, technically. If they filmed in the summertime 2019, that was like ended 6 months prior. There's a huge, like, that's pretty close.
Exactly. So it's just like Ben definitely needs a lot to grow, and like Zach already has like a steady like point in his life when he's like, yeah, I've done
Zach's
this
already
shit.
done the growing.
Exactly. He's like, He's a grown-ass man. There you go.
He's a grown ass man, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so, Tayshia says going into the date, you can tell her vibe seems a little off, after the heaviness with her dad, and it's a dancing date. So they're going to have to be close. They're going to have to be each other's business. And I definitely thought it was interesting that they had to learn a whole wedding dance routine. I was like, okay, pulling out the dancers.
Yeah.
And then what was it here? Zach, I thought this was sweet. He was just saying how he wanted to support her for everything that she needs now forever, because he could tell her vibe was off and that she was feeling nervous. And I was just like, that is like the guy you want, the guy who's like, oh, just in everyday life, you're a little upset, you're a little anxious, you're a little something. And he's like, hey, what's going on? He notices.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the first date, remember like the whole photography day that they had together, and he felt that nerves then too. And like the way that he supported her, and I think that's what she caught on it. Like, wow, he really is going to be there, and he really knows like when I'm feeling off. And like when he did the same thing right now, it was kind of like a full circle. And I was just like, wow, like Zach, I've heard sound like Zach has this thing where he helps her avoid it and kind of have fun in the moment. And like,
he just kind of narrows in, he catches her attention, he gets her out of her head, and helps her out of the hole that she's dug herself. And this was a fun day for him too, though, because it was his 9 years sober anniversary on the day of this date, which is so cool. And he says that being sober has allowed him not to run away from his problems, but rather face his fears as they all come his way. And I was like, I love it, continue on with the growth and the happiness.
Exactly. And I really love how like he ties his sobriety to like how much he's lived in life, like basically compared to like the other guys, and like saying like she doesn't have to worry about him like basically being a fuck up or something like that, or just like not caring for her, because like he's already fucked up enough. Like he's in it for the long haul.
I thought this was a really smart move gameplay wise, because he's like, hey, look at everything I have to offer you. Look at all the emotional work I've done for myself, so I'm able to help you through your emotions, because you're not going to need to worry about me. In a way, he's saying, you don't need to worry about me being potentially emotionally unstable, potentially needing to worry about my mental health relapsing in the future, because like Ben has had that really recently. Whereas for him, he's 9 years sober. He's been putting in this work for 9+ years. He is already there, and he's ready for the step of not growing himself anymore as a person, but growing himself as a family.
Exactly. And I feel like that's so important. And Tayshia was even saying how she's trying to find flaws in him, and since the beginning, she's trying to find flaws in him, because like he can't be perfect, but like in the end, like there really is none. And like how she realized that, and then she was like, she feels so good with him because of his genuinity. Am I saying that right? Genuinity. I don't know how genuine he is and how sincere he is. There you go.
Yeah. And I also loved this comment that he made where he said to Tayshia, that he knows why he loves her. And he, it has nothing to do with the fact that in 5 years she could be a waitress or a stay-at-home mom. That doesn't matter. He just knows that he loves her for like who she is as a person. And I was like, love that, It's basically just like, I don't care if you got, you put 50 pounds on, you got a mom bod. I don't care if you're working as a waitress at a diner. I don't care. You're amazing because you're you.
I'm gonna cry, man. He's like, I don't care if you have 1 million Instagram followers or 0 Instagram followers.
Dude, it felt like, oh my God, felt like a Hallmark movie, literally.
Honestly, yeah.
And then, after towards the end night section of the date, they're in their room and they're making out. And cut to some weird, creepy stalker shots from outside the window. What was up with that? Like...
Bro, I'm telling you, it's the camera crew really trying to find different angles and trying to make the La Quinta look less boring, but it really be pulling out like the Night Stalker over here, like
something, dude. So bad. Yeah, did not like that. And cut to even more weird shots. Next day for Ben's date, cuts to Ben showering. Why do we see this? Like, why did they include this?
Because they're like, oh my god, they're like, people are still obsessed with Ben, but mostly because of his look. So like they're just
he's like Tyler Cameron 2.0. What, they showed up to his house, they're like, okay, hey, you ready for the date? Hop in the shower, put on some trunks. We're taking a video of you. Like, what?
Yeah, he was like, because he was prepared. He was wearing some trunks, man.
Yeah, weird. So I dug this move though. So, we see Ben getting ready and everything, and then we see Tayshia coming to Ben's place to seemingly break up with him, which was not really what you're expecting for their last one-on-one date, like the day before the proposal, because the standard kind of formula that a lot of people follow on this show is, they break up with the person that they're not going to get engaged to, like right before getting engaged to the other person, or sometimes even right after. Like, they'll get engaged and then they'll break up with the person. So like, it's really interesting to me that Tayshia took the, in my opinion, way more like mature route of going about ending it with Ben, because she knew where her heart was, by showing up, not pursuing that whole date, and cutting it off.
Time.
Yeah, it would have been a waste of time and energy.
Exactly. When she like just wants to like finally like be with Zach forever. And like I felt low-key sad for Ben, because Ben was like, oh, it's my gut telling me I'm gonna propose. Like, while Tayshia, like, her heart knows what she wants, and it's like, it's not Ben.
Yeah, it's not. And Ben just has to accept that.
Exactly.
Not much you can do. And I really liked that Tayshia did follow it up by saying that she didn't second guess anything in terms of giving him that other rose, and that he did give him that rose because he was giving him a second chance. So we're not going to have a whole Blake moment of Canada Blake where he came back and he was like, second guessing everything, It's like, no, I was sure about decision I made. I was sure about sending Ivan home. You don't have to question that.
Yeah, they're in the air. She like starts like basically talking about all the good things with them, when like good things happen like during their time there, and like he's smiling and like he is really confident, and then she pulls out the my heart's with someone else card. And then his face was stone cold again, and I'm like, whoa, I'm having some deja vu moment right now.
Yeah. And he says that, he's still in love with her, and that doesn't change now that she broke up with him, and that he saw this all going differently. He says, but when you love someone, you want them to be happy. And they hug. And I was going to say this though, their hug does not seem nearly as upset or like genuine as the other breakups, like Riley and Blake that we saw last week.
Yeah.
Okay, you noticed that too. Yeah, it kind of was cold.
Yeah, it's just because like I feel like Ben, like Tayshia just kind of wanted to get it done with, and Ben was just like, this is the second time around, like, let me just go home already. But like, bro, when you said like, even though Ben, like, we don't appreciate him as much as we used to anymore, like when he said that when you want like you love someone, you want to make them happy, and she's like, I want the same for you, and he's like, someday. We said someday, man. I was crying, man. I was crying. I'm sorry. I was crying.
Oh, Ben, you gotta love yourself before you can love somebody else, though.
I'm sorry. Man, period. But that broke my heart right there. It was like, you need some growing, man. But I'm broken, man.
This whole episode was rough, dude.
Yeah.
But it was
good. It coming, and then he says that she was perfect for him, and like I see a tear for that man. Finally, the man that said he doesn't cry at all finally saw that tear.
The one tear.
One.
I was gonna say though, I loved though, again, I know I just said this, but just the fact that she didn't need to ruin her makeup breaking up with him before her engagement. She was like, bye, Ben, and enters Neil Lane with the rings for Zach to choose from. And he picked out this gorgeous, like emerald cut giant ring. It's a rock.
That is worth more than all my college tuition, probably. That's probably worth more than my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's worth more than all of my plants in this room.
There you go.
Yeah. It was beautiful. But I was just gonna say this is gonna be a whirlwind for, both of them. Like 6 weeks ago, Tayshia probably didn't even realize that she was gonna be here, and now she's literally getting engaged.
I
Crazy.
mean, Zach probably didn't even know who Tayshia was. I mean, obviously, Zach's family are Bachelor fanatics, so they knew who Tayshia was, but probably Zach was just like, I guess I'm gonna meet Claire. And then this shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, entering the set of this proposal site, why are there fire pits everywhere? This makes me sweaty looking at them. Like it's 120 degrees. Turn off the fire. There's
Oh
too
my
much
God.
like heat already.
Yeah,
They're
I
too
mean,
sweaty.
already between the two of them, there's already too much heat. But like in
For
the
that.
climate around, this is Palm Springs for crying out loud. This is summer in Palm Springs. Like
With
we
like
don't need the
weird
extra
dry
one.
like pampas grass and like dry palm leaves everywhere. I'm like, hey, partner with this fire. We're gonna get like a bigger fire. Like, jeez.
Yeah, they really effed up on this one, man.
Yeah, this whole season was a mess with the sets, but next season looks like it'll be better.
Oh yeah, they really ranked up the money. Like I saw this thing. It was like the stimulus check really came in through for the Bachelor franchise.
Literally though. And they give Tayshia way too much time to like sit in the sweaty heat and like second guess her decision. I'm like, just bring
Yeah.
him in. We already know that they're gonna get engaged. Come on, cut. Let's get cut. Like, let's go to it.
Let's cut to the chase. And like
Yeah.
Tayshia expresses her fear and how what if everything changes when they leave La Quinta, but she's like she still knows Zach is her person. Like just like get this over with. I need to see the emotional part. And like I don't know, Leo Lane is talking about all these cuts, but like I don't care, even though they're beautiful. I don't care, man. Let's just cut to the chase
Cut
again.
to the chase. After this whole mess of the season, let's get it over with. Let's go. Definitely drags
Exactly.
out for a little too long sometimes. But
I think the part that I love is like Zach is like gushing his heart out about Tayshia, and especially
yeah.
love the part when he says it's more than just her physical beauty. And I'm just like,
yes, and when he lists all the reasons off he loves about her, and like everything he loves about her was just like amazing. And then, when he talks about the importance of loyalty and like how he's going to be loyal to her for forever, and it's like she was cheated on. Like that's what she needs, is she needs someone who's loyal and going to be there.
I know, there's a way with words.
Ben is like a poet and he doesn't even know it. Like
Honestly.
he can talk. And then that's when Tayshia starts talking. And she's just talking about how he's different, he's kind, he shows gratitude, it's the biggest smile, he's been through a lot. And then she loves how he learned to read her better than literally anybody else. Loved that. So sweet.
Bro, during their vows, during their speeches, during this actual proposal, man, I didn't take any notes because I was literally bawling my eyes out. I could not see the
It was good.
notes.
I had to go back and watch it a second time. It was like I was too wrapped up the first time. Except I just realized I don't think I ever watched the last 5 minutes of this episode, so you're gonna have to fill me in. What happened?
I got you, man. I think
I yeah, I just I thought it was cute too when Tayshia says that she wants to jump in fountains all over the world with Zach and hail taxis everywhere with him and start a life with him and do anything to keep the smile that she sees on his face. And I just love that.
I did, man. Oh my God, but what did he say? What did he say back? What did he say? Did you write down what he said?
Okay, he says that he just basically says that the night of her hometown date when they walked in, and what's it called? His parents could see the smile on his face. She said that she gave his parents the best gift they'd ever received because they'd never seen him that happy, and that she made him that happy.
Bro, keep going. I'm gonna keep crying over here.
Then he says, if she lets him, he'll oh, I accidentally typed choke her right now. What? I think it's meant to be he'll marry her right now.
What were you thinking during this episode?
This took a turn.
We went 50 Shades real quick.
That must have been autocorrect because I typed these notes this time.
I was about to say he will choose her forever, and then you said he will choke her. Very different.
Choose her forever is what I actually said choke. Oh my god. Yeah, literally my note says if she lets him, he'll choke her right now. And tomorrow and next week and next year and because he loves her. I definitely think this is supposed to be choose her. He'll choose her today, tomorrow, next week, next year, and forever.
But we went from Disney to 50 Shades.
True.
Oh my god, 0 to 100 real quick, man. Zach, where did this dirty side of you come from?
Oh my god.
I think I just got abs from laughing that hard. Oh my god.
He'll choose her, guys. He'll choose her today, tomorrow, next year, forever. So cute, but definitely not what I typed.
Nope. I was crying both times though.
And then he says, marry me, and she whispers yes. And then they're both whispering, and she just says yes. And it's so cute. They're just, oh my god. She gives him the final rose, and they get to live happily ever after.
Oh my god. Yeah, they get engaged, and they leave in a taxi. And I'm still crying, man. And then even though, like, I didn't think they would last, like, but after those speeches, I'm like, wow, they really are in love. And I'm rooting for them 100% now. Like, geez, like, wow. It all started honestly, with the fountain.
With this one, I'm like, I don't want to make bets on how long they're going to last.
No.
Because you want them to last
forever. I really do, man. Like, I was seeing like news like what they're doing right now. Yeah, exactly. And they're living together in New York. Like
they both moved to New York?
Yes. Oh my god.
Tayshia finally went to New York. She's been wanting to live in New York for a long time, apparently, guys.
Yes. And then I think I was seeing like one of their, I think her Instagram stories, she was like, when am I still need to hail a taxi soon. And then he was like, we'll do it right now. And then she was like, no, not today. And he was like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. I was just gonna say, Tayshia has hit 1.7 million followers. First Black Bachelorette to surpass 1 million followers. First Black player, I think, to ever surpass 1 million followers. Let alone 1.7 now. She's gained 700K since we started the season.
As queen should, as she deserves, because she's a queen.
For real. Oh my god. I'm so excited for Tayshia and Zach, and I'm also incredibly excited to see where next week takes us this week with the Bachelor, Matt James.
Have you seen the episode yet?
I have not seen the episode yet. Still need to watch it. Although I have looked at the cast photos. I definitely feel like based on solely photos, because I can be shallow like that, there's a few I already like. And there's a few I already don't.
Hold on, let me quickly search up. Start talking about them because I'm just quickly search them up.
So we've got some our largest cast here in history starting out. We have 44 players to begin with. Yeah, a lot of girls. And their ages range from like, I think the youngest is 22. And she looks young for 22. And I think the oldest is like 32 or 31 or something like that. But very diverse cast, like the most diverse cast I've ever seen. And all the girls are literally stunning.
Oh my God, they are.
But I definitely am loving. You guys, my favorite Bachelor player so far, I think, has been Becca Martinez. She was host to the shortest hair in history. She has been beat by a New York City runway model who is coming on the show, and she is sporting like literally like pretty much no hair, and she looks amazing. Her name is Chelsea. She's 29.
Oh my God, queen.
Stunning. Look up her Instagram. She is literally a model, like Kendall Jenner status model. Insane. This cast is just crazy.
Wait, let me see. Is it Chelsea McLeod?
No,
it's not that one.
It's Chelsea Vaughn. It's like spelled CHELEAVAUG.
Oh, found her. Oh, yes. Wow.
Queen. If you look,
God. Oh my God.
She only has like 8,000 followers somehow, but she's like insane. Yeah.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
she's literally like.
She's walked like legit
phenomenal.
Runways.
Yeah,
she's on
exactly.
Getty Images.
Like she's not one to mess with.
No, not at all. She's literally modeled for Calvin Klein.
She's modeled wedding dresses too, so like we already know she's gonna. Oh my God, Jones Bridal. Okay, me just stalking her Instagram account now, but wow. I mean, we'll definitely go into more like how she goes next episode, like how she runs. Hopefully, she'll go far because.
I hope to see her going far. There's another girl who I absolutely adore already. Good vibes from her. Let me find her name. All of them, since there's 44, it's so hard to know the names. Where is she? I think her name. Oh. I'm trying to see if I can even find her. There are so many like women with beautiful curly hair this season. I'm so jealous.
Oh my God, Maggie is from Adwa, Ethiopia.
Whoa.
You're going international now?
Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up, some little tea here. We got Heather Martin coming back. She was on, I believe she's coming back for this show. And I believe that she ends up getting sent home same day, like day one. But she was on Colton season, and she was the girl who had never been kissed before. Little bit of tea here. My cousin used to work with this girl at a tanning salon where she was engaged to some guy, and her fiance used to come in all the time and they would kiss all the time. So funny little scam girl here. She was on Colton season and has this whole dramatic moment. I've never been kissed. I'm a virgin kind of thing. And they have this first kiss under the fireworks, and it was so dramatic and big. And I'm like, honey. And I had asked my cousin about it because I had visited her while the season was premiering, and she was like, "Oh, girl, I used to work with her. Yeah, she was engaged before. Like, she's totally lying. This is all BS."
Oh my God, insider tea I'm getting right now. What?
Yeah.
Wait, so she came back this season too?
Apparently, she shows back up on Matt James' season, and then he sends her like a few hours, like home a few hours later.
As he should. Don't want any scammers around here. Jeez.
I know. So that's some insider tea right there. But there's some girls I already think look annoying. This girl Kaylee, she is 26 from San Diego, but I think that's where she lives now. I don't think that's where she's from. But she seems very annoying to me. Oh my gosh. Have you looked at the Cosmo photos though compared to the ABC cast photos? Because ABC cast photos are always
Mess up. Let's see.
ABC cast photos are always scary. I don't know what they do, but here it is. Kimberly, she looks really nice, but she also looks definitely annoying.
Let's see. We obviously need to have our little Southern Bells. Let's see what else. Chelsea, obviously, Queen. Corinne? She gives me like.
Oh, Corinne part 2. She was the really young one, right?
She's 22.
She was the 22-year-old. Look her up on the Cosmo photos. She's stunning.
Yeah.
But she looks like every other little 22-year-old girl you see on Instagram that would like honestly kind of annoy you.
Yeah.
She gives me vibes of like trying to think of the celebrity.
Oh, Heather Martin. I see her now. That's why she looks so familiar. Yeah, she was on Colton's season.
Yes. Oh, Ileana. She looks very annoying to me.
Oh, yeah, she's like, really pretty, but she does look annoying.
She looks so pretty, but like she's gonna be extremely annoying. Yeah, it'll be interesting seeing what happens next season. It looks like the oldest is 32.
Okay, how old is Matt again?
Confirmed. Matt's 29.
Okay.
Alana, she looks scary. I think she's the one that went home, wasn't it? Oh no, it was Cassandra was the one that we saw the TikTok of.
Yeah, exactly. The it was because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Sana. I'm probably butchering that name, but I don't like her. I don't know why I don't like her. I don't. Serena the Asian. Oh my God, Serena, she gives me like I don't know. I really love her vibe. I don't know why.
Are we seeing her on? I'm noticed on the ABC website. It seems like I might have. Whoa, this girl Marie looks exactly like the Jennifer Lawrence in the Hunger Games. That is so weird. Oh my God.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
It looks like on the Cosmo article, they have a lot more photos of like the girls that didn't get cut. Sine, was that the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
Definitely got more. Oh, I love it. I love the Asian representation I'm seeing on the Cosmo article. I hope they like end up on the show. There's like a couple girls. Still, I mean,
more
still
diversity.
There could be more. There could be more diversity even still though.
Well, I think we should start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
Talk more about these contestants next episode. But in conclusion, hope we send our best of luck towards Tayshia and Zach, obviously. Hopefully that's going to be for a very long time because they are the cutest. They seem like true love to me. Great chemistry. We will see you guys for next episode that we will be now doing for The Bachelor, starting Matt James, which we all have our mixed feelings about Matt James, but that's another tea for another episode, obviously. Hopefully this next Bachelor season is as the most dramatic season of Bachelor history. In the
words of Chris Harrison. And a thank you to Tayshia for saving the shit show that was the COVID Bachelorette season. She really did save it.
Oh, wait, quick little thing. Kelly and Peter are not together anymore. So.
Oh, yeah, that ended. Oh, big shocker. Pete can't commit to anybody or make a decision.
No, and Kelly is a boss queen, boss lawyer, did not deserve
Kelly deserves someone less cringy than Pilot Pete.
Exactly.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you. Next. So I guess we will see you guys next episode talking more about The Bachelor.
Here for the Instagram followers.
On Here for the Instagram followers. I'm Maritza.
And I'm Willow.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.